we can start. Well, again, good morning to everyone, and I'm very pleased to see all of you here in this meeting room. And like I said, this my first presentation, because it's going to be a second one today afternoon. This presentation will be related to the latest trend in retreading. So what's the development in retreading? Before starting this, let me give a brief introduction of myself. My name is Danilo Pasotti. I am Italian. I'm 66 years old, actually fully retired, but still with the passion of some interest in the tire. I've been working in the tire industry for over 35 years in prestigious companies like Goodyear, Yokohama, Bandag, Bridgestone, Marangoni, and over 22, 23 years in the retreading industry. So the topics that we are going to cover today, we start from what is the customer demand and then the new building technology and safety, improving in retreading and whatsoever. You might be impressed about this chart. If you consider today that out of 100 liters of fuel to move a truck, 33 liters are used to win the rolling resistance. And as for new tires, today, even in retreading, the rolling resistance start to become an issue, because in a truck normally there are more retreading tires than new tires. Normally the new tires are fit on the steer axle and sometime on some of the trailhead axle, but the majority in many economy are covered by retreading. And for this reason, like in the past, talking about retreading was miles to removal. Today it's more like cost of rolling. I'll just give you an example. I had a customer when I was working in Canada, and this customer is a big fleet. Bison is the name of this fleet, with over 6,000 vehicles. And we were giving to this fleet a very high performance retreading tires, which was giving a lot of miles, and the customer was very happy. Then we produced a new design, and we want to taste this new design that we were thinking giving more benefits to the end user. In reality, this new product was giving 20% more miles of the older one, but the truck were consuming over $1,500 more a year in fuel. So the result was a negative result, means that more miles, but even higher cost in terms of fuel. This is why fuel and rolling resistance are important issue today to the customers. And action that are driven and are, let's say, sensibilizing the end user on fuel consumption is Smart Way in the United States, but not only in the United States, even in Europe. And today, all the producers are thinking to produce new tread design in terms of and compound in terms of rolling resistance and combine it with mile, because the difficulties in this case is to combine the rolling resistance, compare the lower rolling resistance compared to the miles, because we know that when we make a compound, if we want to have longer miles, we need to use synthetic rubber. If we want to have a lower rolling resistance, we need to use natural rubber. But the natural rubber were faster than the synthetic rubber. And so it's always a combination of the two. As you might know, that the majority of new tire producers are offering as well a retreading line, starting from Bridgestone Bandag. They are offering today a full range of product at lower rolling resistance. And Michelin as well has launched the entire line of fuel economy products Goodyear, Continental. But not only new tire makers are doing this, even... Can you change the slide? Thank you. Even the producer of retreading material are offering a new line for compounding aid efficiency in terms of rolling resistance. I haven't put here any of the Asiatic producer of rubber, not because I am against them, but because I sent an email to all of them asking what their news about their rolling resistance, but no one replied to me. So this is the simple reason why you don't see here Asiatic. I wrote to KL, I wrote to Eversafe, I wrote to all of them. I know and many of those are friends of mine, but unfortunately they didn't reply, so I have nothing to say. Can we change the slide? Okay, now we have seen one part which is related to rolling resistance. Now we move into the second part, in the second part, which is the retreading process. Hot cure, pre-cure, or ring tread. What is the best of these three systems? Hot retreading involves the vulcanization of a single tire in a mold at the pressure of 100, at the temperature of 160 degrees and the pressure of 16 bar. While pre-cure is more kind to the casing because both the pressure and the temperature of curing is much lower. The pressure of curing is only 1 bar if I consider the difference between the pressure in the thread and the pressure into the pressure chamber, or in the autoclave, like you want to call it. And the temperature of curing is only 115 compared to 160, so prevent disconnection of the bonding between steel and rubber. Said that, thank you. So let's have a look at what are the benefits, negative, and aspects of those systems, if pre-cure or hot cure. Like I said, the pre-cure retread process is kind to casing. The pre-cured rubber is of high density because it's already pressed separately at very high pressure. We are talking about 180 bar, which reduce the porosity of the rubber during the vulcanization process. These threads that are applied in the pre-cure system are already pre-vulcanized, so are industrial vulcanized. That means additional control from the manufacturer of the rubber. There is flexibility, especially in a market like today, where we have seen an explosion of sizes available in the market. In the past, it was very easy. In the past, you have only few sizes, 11 and 12, 00, 20. Today, you start from 215, 245, 255, 265, 275, 285, 290, 315, 70, 315.80, 315.70, 315.60, and then we go to the super wide base, 385.65, 385.55. So you understand that in this case, the hot cure must have a lot of variety of molds, even because each single size has different dimension. Because if I take a 315.80 R22.5 for produced, let's say, from Michelin, front axle, the same 315.80 22.5 produced from Michelin, from a traction axle, has a different size. It's the tires as built to apply in this specific position. So the casing construction is different. So you can understand in the hot cure how many sizes. And this is the reason why, from a commercial point of view, we have less investment when you want to start a pre-cure operation, more flexible and less investment, and compared to the hot cure, because and even the number, let's say that a Precure factory can survive with 6,000-7,000 tire producers per year. An hot cure factory, unless this hot cure factory has been built in 1950, probably, today needs investment that are massive, and the production should be at least 100,000 tires per year, compared to the 5,000-6,000 tires per year of a Precure factory. These are the two differences that there are between the flexibility of the Precure system and the rigidity of the hot cure system. Points to note: Precure retreading requires high grading casings. Material costs are higher because they are already pre-vulcanized, so there is a process in the middle. And the labor costs per retread are higher than for hot cure for track tires. The hot cure, instead, like I said, is suitable for all tire application. Hot retreading also allow extensive repairs, and even bias ply tires can be retreaded, wherein the Precure system is not really recommended to retread bias casings. Like I said, from commercial point of view, the material costs are lower than the more complex product tire required for Precure retreading. And the properly retreaded cure is looking more or less like a new tires, because especially when you retread a tires in hot cure from bead to bead, the tires looks like a new one. What are the points to note? Like I said before, a separate mold is required for each single casings. So if you want to start an operation in hot cure, you might think that you need to have 200-300 molds at least available, and you can imagine immediately what will be the cost for this. The production process needs to be designed for a large number of tires, like I said, at least minimum 80,000 tires per year, and often advantage of mold cure retreading is the appearance. These are the two differences. I would love to have some question from you, but there is no time. I'm sorry. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. Now we are going to talk about the new building technology. So we are talking about the new machine that are used to produce, what is the development of the machine to produce the retreading. Here more I will stay on the Precure, because I think that today, as it happens in many parts of the world, hot cure production is on major factories and new tires producer, while the Precure factory are mainly on the end of tire dealers and retreaders. So, like I said, there is no doubt on the fact that retreading contributes to reducing the operational expenses of a fleet, and which is the first point. When I used to work, I have never spoken with my customer about the cost of the tire, the price of the tire. I was always telling him how much he would have saved if he would have properly followed our solution that we were preparing for him. So cost price is different. We have been talking before of cost of rolling. What's the cost of rolling? Let me just spend a minute. Let me see what time is now first. Ooh. You know, when we buy something, we can think about different way of considering the cost. We have the price. The price is very easy. One tire costs 100, one tire costs 80, which is the cheapest one. The lower price, let's say, is the one that costs 80. This is the price. Then we go to the cost per mile. What is the cost per mile? is the price that I pay for this tire divided by the miles that I use this tire. Which means that if I take 2 tires, for instance, one deliver 300,000 kilometers, okay, and cost 150, let's say, sorry, go back, reward the tape. If I take 2 tires, one tire takes this number like they are. Let's say I'm using European prices, which are different from here. I take a tires that cost 450 euro, for instance. Whatever the brand, doesn't matter. And this tire deliver 150,000 kilometers. Then I take a tire that costs 300 euro, so 150 euro less than the first one, and deliver 100,000 kilometers. The cost per mile of these 2 tires is exactly the same, 0.0003 euro per kilometer. Means that if I make a division, 450 divided by 300, and it's 0.003. Now, this is the cost of miles. Now we need to enter into what is the cost of ownership. The cost of ownership is the cost per mile plus the cost of service. It means that if I take these famous tires that deliver only 100,000 kilometers, in 300,000 kilometers I have to fit this tire 3 times, while the second one I have to fit only 2 times. So what effective was the tires that apparently was costing more, 450 euro, compared to the one that cost only 300 euro, is cheaper than the second one in the cost of ownership. And now we go to the last cost, the cost of rolling. The cost of rolling includes the fuel consumption, like I explained before in this customer that I had the proof that despite I was offering him a new product giving 20% more miles, he still preferred to stay with the old one because the cost of the cost of rolling was cheaper than the cost of ownership of the other tires. Okay, now let's start in the area of production. When I start working my experience in retreading started with Bandag in 1997, and I was covering several positions in sales, mainly marketing and sales. We had a parameter that was the parameter of 1 plus 1 plus 1. What is this parameter? It means 1 man, 1 hour, 1 tire produced. Over this year, we have seen a consolidation of retreaders, which has been a negative impact in terms of job position. Some factory had closed, but has got a positive aspect in terms of efficiency and quality, because less retreading company, the retreading volume is still stable, more or less, over the year, didn't decrease too much, neither did it increase, but what was what decreased too much was the number of retreaders, which means that the production has been concentrated into less factories. This has given the possibility to apply for new equipment that could give highly efficiency and safety to the tire produced. And now, when yesterday we were targeting in 1997, 1 man, 1 hour, 1 tire. Thank you. Today, we have the new target is 1 man, 1 hour, 2 tires produced. This is the parameters that we are using today in the retreading factory. Can you have a new slide? Thank you. So, let's start from the equipment for the inspection. What is new in the building inspection technology? We know that one of the first role in the retreading industry is to make tires safe. And this step is one of the fundamental steps during the retreading process. Inspecting a casing that must go through the process without any problem that can fail along the process, or worst, after in the road. Okay, let's see the new equipment. Okay, let's have a look. In the past, the retreaders were not really guilty of the failure of the tires, because the equipment that were available to spot whether there have been some, let's say, failure in the casing. One of the major problems that cause the tire failures in retreading is the separation between the belts. And in the past, the retreader, they had only a probe just to check whether there was a separation between two belts. Then he was just putting the tires on the spreader and checking whether there was the belt. Then after a while, the technology has improved. We are talking about the 70s, beginning of the 80s. New machine came to the inspection, but was very expensive. And the process was very long, so very little of these machines were used. And for this reason, I didn't find a lot of pictures. And the only picture that I found of this ultrasonic machine, because this was the same technology, this in water and this in air. And the only picture that I found, it was black and white, so you can understand when this picture was made. Then Bendag, at the beginning of the 90s, they started with the technology which is called NDI, which was an equipment ultrasonic that was sending messages, and when the message was deviated by a separation, could really spot whether there was a separation. Today, we have made a big step forward in terms of inspecting machine. We have a new machine like this NDT machine. This is high voltage, low tension, that can spot any cable that is broken in the belt. We have a pressure test machine. We have serography. Serography is the latest technology, and I can assure that when the tires pass through the serography, there is no possibility that the tires can fail if the process has been properly done. Next one. Another fundamental problem that we have into the retreading is the buffing. Buffing is very important in order to match the new tread with the casings. In the past, when the tires was 100 series, let's say 11 or 12, 0020, was square, as a simple buffer can really do the job. But today, as the tires are getting wider and wider, to properly buffer tires, we need to have different radius. Like in this case, we have, for instance, 4 different radius. But if I go into super wide tires, we need even negative radius buffing, and only with automatic buffer this can be done. Can you change the slide? Thank you. Okay, these are the buffer of the past. No, back one, sorry. Okay, these are the buffer of the past. We start, as you can see, from normal buffer. This is a Bendag 624. Then from manual buffer, we move it into joystick buffer, so you can move the buffer with a joystick with less stress for the worker. Then we enter into full automatic buffer, like this one. And the new technology like this too, this is from Marangoni and this is Lucatech. These are really fantastic buffer. I want to show you this video. Can you click here on this? No, sorry. Go back. Yeah, click here. Thank you. Okay, this is a new buffer that I have found. is produced by a company in Brazil, and as you can see, is no worker are involved. He has two heads, one head with two tires, and in less than 1.5 minutes can completely buff a tire. It's a perfect buffing machine. And here is the time on real time, as you can see. Finished? Okay. So have you repeat the video, Can you repeat the video, please, because did not go to the end. I'm not promoting this brand, just to show you what has been the development in terms of buffing. Now this is Lucatec, but even Marangoni has a similar machine. So as you can see, while the head of the buffer is buffing the crown, they are carbiding the shoulder. Here, as you can see, there is the timing. This is real timing. Then he make the trim of the shoulder. Okay, finished. 1 minute 25 seconds to buff one tires without the involvement of any person. Just you have to digit on the computer the size, the brand, the pattern, stop. Nothing more. The new thread design that you have to fit on it. Okay, can you change the slide, please? Okay, now is another step that has improved very much into the retreading process, which is the cushion gum application. The cushion gum application in the past was mainly made by extruded cushion gum. Extruded cushion gum could come with 1 layer or 2 layers of polyfilm. This was because of the process that you are following, means cushion to thread or cushion to casings. If you use cushion to casing, you need only 1 layer of polyfilm. If you use cushion to thread, you need 2 layers of polyfilm. Like in this sample, cushion to casings. This is one, so I put the cushion gum. The cushion gum is the bonding layer between the casing and the new thread. Is a product that is normally is a secret. No one knows the composition, but 98% is natural rubber. But is the 2% the secret? So cushion to casings, 1 layer of polyfilm, cushion to thread. So in this case, the cushion that was applied on the thread, you need 2 layers of polyfilm, which means that if you apply cushion to thread, you will pay the price of the polyfilm at the same price of the cushion. This is simple because need to put as you buy the cushion per kilo. If there is 2 layers of polyfilm, you buy 1 layer more of polyfilm. Okay. Naturally, this process is okay, especially when you have a manual builder, so the person that build the tires manually. When you can move into automatic builder, you have, can I have a new slide, please? Can I have a new slide? Okay. When I go a step further, and this helps to me even to reduce the process in retreading, I can have a cushion gum applicator, which are two different types. Either we have AZ extruder, which extrude a 1.2 millimeter of cushion gum on top of the casings in one shot, or I have the Black Swan technology that extrude a strip of 2 centimeter of uncured rubber around the casing, which is the benefits of the one and the benefits of the two systems. The extruder allows me even to fill bigger craters into the process. But it's very limited to only the crown. With the Black Swan, I can even go behind and enter into the sidewall of the tires. Next one. Building is the same. In the past, the workers were using manual builder, and they had to stretch continuously the strip of thread in order to match the pitch. The tires normally are cut shorter of, let's say, if it's a 315/80, I need a length of 3,200 millimeter. Normally, during retreading, I had to match the pitch in order that when I make the splice, the thread design match. It's not that I cut just where it happened. If not, I have an obstacle during the rolling. So in order to match the pitch, I cut shorter and then I stretch during the building. And the worker every night was really had problem with his back, because you start building one tires every time with this system. Today we have different machine that can build the retreading tires. We have ring thread, which is the best technology for me, absolutely number one, which was the ring is already pre-shaped and pre-cured before that when still the rubber is uncured, so in the plastic state. Or we have automatic builder for the strip thread that avoid the workers to have problems to their back. And mainly the strip is more centered into the thread, because you can imagine if a workers from the morning till the evening he has to stretch the tires, the first in the morning they will be perfectly centered, but the one in the evening I'm sure that it's going to be fit like this. Okay, next one. I'm sorry I'm late, but okay. The next one is the cementless process. We know that cement is always problematic for the health of the workers. The solvents that are inside are cancerogen. Today in Europe, for instance, we have banned this type of aromatic product that are in the process of retreading, and we are using different type of solution of cement. But many factories today are moving into cementless process. The cementless process has anyway strict rules during the production: cleanness of the factory and temperature and timing. These are the three important factors: cleanness of the factory, temperature of the factory. Temperature of the factory should stay between 18 and 22 degrees always. And the other one is the timing. Means that the tire has to be prepared and retreaded in a certain time. Next one, because I'm out of time, I'm sorry for the next speaker. What is here? The next one. Okay, environment regulation. This is a challenge that sooner or later even you will have to apply. In Europe today we have the polyaromatic hydrocarbons are banned from the Europe. Today we are already going to but this is not a problem for you, because the 3 peak snowflakes is not the problem that affects your region, and the tire labeling. So this is all. Thank you so much and I'm sorry to be late for the next speaker. But I've tried to do my best. Normally for this presentation it needs 2 hours. Thank you.